Imagine a place designed to change people, yet often ends up breaking their minds instead. A world where fear becomes survival, identity is stripped away, and human behavior transforms under pressure. Today, we explore the psychology of American prisons, what they do to the brain, why inmates behave the way they do, and how this system shapes society in ways we rarely notice. Welcome to Psychology Threads. Why prisons exist, punishment is ancient. Humans evolved with a desire for justice and revenge. In the US, prisons became built around punishment, not psychology. Instead of rehabilitation, the system prioritizes control, order, deterrence, political pressure. The result? A system that often makes people worse, not better. The psychological shock of entering prison. The journey begins long before the prison gates. Arrest creates immediate trauma. Courtrooms create helplessness. Intake strips identity. Within hours, a person loses autonomy, privacy, personal belongings, their name replaced by a number. Psychologists call this identity collapse, the beginning of institutionalization. Prison culture, a survival society. Prison is a complete social world with its own rules, hierarchy. The inmate hierarchy determines safety. At the top, powerful groups and gang leaders. At the bottom, those viewed as weak or stigmatized. Gangs in prison, gangs are less about ideology and more about protection. Joining is often a survival decision. The prison economy, scarcity creates an underground market, food, favors, protection, information. This economy teaches inmates to adapt through strategy, manipulation, or collaboration. Violence. Violence is not random. It is predictable survival behavior in a high-threat environment. Over time, this leads to hypervigilance and emotional numbing. Solitary confinement, the most damaging punishment. Solitary confinement places inmates alone 22 to 24 hours per day, often for months or years. Psychological effects include anxiety, hallucinations, depression, memory loss, panic attacks, distorted sense of self, suicidal thoughts. The brain is not designed for isolation. Solitary confinement literally rewires neurological pathways, making normal functioning difficult, even after release. The guards and the power structure. Correctional officers experience psychological stress as well. They operate in constant tension, danger, emotional suppression. The environment encourages detachment, creating a cycle where both inmates and staff experience trauma. Just like the Stanford prison experiment showed, systems of extreme authority change behavior more than personality does. How prison changes the brain. Years behind bars reshape the mind, chronic stress. Cortisol stays high, sleep, emotions, and memory are damaged. Loss of autonomy. Inmates stop making decisions. This leads to dependency and passivity. Future shrinkage. The brain stops planning long-term. Survival replaces ambition. These psychological adaptations help people survive prison, but hurt them outside prison. Reentry, the trauma of freedom. Leaving prison is often harder than entering. Former inmates face overstimulation, discrimination, loneliness, lack of routine, fear of failure, PTSD from years of hypervigilance. Many reoffend not because they want to, but because freedom feels overwhelming and the outside world feels unsafe. Why the system fails. The economic and social psychology. The US prison system is influenced by private prisons, political incentives, mandatory minimums, correctional unions. This creates a system that profits from punishment, not rehabilitation. When people become numbers to fill beds, they lose humanity, and society loses the opportunity to heal them. What actually works? Psychological research shows that effective rehabilitation programs include cognitive behavioral therapy, education, trauma treatment, community reintegration, restorative justice. When inmates are treated as humans, they return to society as contributors, not as threats. Prisons don't just shape the inmates inside them, they shape the society those inmates return to. Understanding the psychology behind incarceration is the first step toward building a safer, healthier world for everyone.